Morning, everyone. Jen here, and I am doing my Get to Know the Panelists segment. I have a very large list of questions that might take me a little while to answer, so I'm just going to kind of get right to it. So, basic questions first, I guess. Where are you from? I am originally from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Now I live in the frozen tundra of Buffalo, New York. Yeah, a lot of years in between there. I lived in Florida for a little while, I lived in Maryland, but I always consider myself from Bethlehem. What got you into women's soccer, or how long have you been a fan? Oh, wow. I don't remember. I've been following women's soccer for ever. Let's see. I was born in 91. I want to say I started following it in like 96 during the Olympics. I think that may have actually been the first year they had a women's competition at the Olympics. But yeah, that's probably when I started following it, which is a little bit weird because I was the only one in my family that really followed women's soccer until maybe 2 years ago when I finally got my mom into it. But up until then, it had just been me, so I just kind of watched it on my own. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna shoot for around like 96. I was probably like 5, and the only time we could really watch the women's game was during the Olympics every 4 years anyway. So yeah, probably around then. I don't know what got me into it. Probably just a bunch of strong women kicking the crap out of people on the field. My favorite team, that would be the Washington Spirit, in case you couldn't tell. Um, yeah, that's favorite player. I have a couple, so I'll mention all of them, I guess. Tobin Heath, Joanna Lohman, and then I guess honorable mentions for Jennifer Marjan over in Germany and Megan Oyster, who is also a Spirit player. What made you want to join Off the Post? Yep, I don't remember that either. I can tell you why I love it. Not so much why I wanted to join it. It wasn't really a why do you want to join Off the Post. DJ kind of approached me and tried to get me on for like ever because to this day I am the lone Spirit fan on the panel. So I think he just kind of wanted the perspective of a Spirit fan, and I'm kind of vocal about them sometimes. So I think he just kind of approached me, and we tried for forever to get me on, and my schedule was just crazy because I basically work full time and I'm a full time student. So he finally got me on, and I had to do it from my car on the way home from work. And I just fell in love with it. Just the fact that it grows the game so much. We have the ability to talk about women's soccer in a capacity that brings people into it and makes it feel a little bit more like a community. And we all have different opinions, which is awesome because we all follow different teams. We have a couple of Seattle fans and then a couple of Flash fans, but for the most part, we all are very individual with our teams. I'm the only Spirit fan. DJ's the only Sky Blue fan. We have a Portland fan, a Dash fan. And I think that's huge, having that diversity, because we all see things a different way. And I think that's the coolest thing ever, because we can all look at the exact same play and all have a different take on it, which is awesome. Interests, hobbies, favorite music, etc. I do everything, like literally, like that's not an exaggeration. I'm pretty sure I've had my hand in everything at some point. So I'm kind of interested in everything. I guess major points. I run a lot. I'm about to hit race number, what am I up to? 52, I think. So I do a lot of running. I play soccer. I'm a forward. Yeah, Star Wars. I'm a really big Star Wars fan. I'm obsessed. I have a problem. I'm sorry. To everyone who knows me, I apologize for the constant Star Wars references, but secretly, deep down, I know you love them. Yeah, well, I do a lot of research. I read a lot. I do a lot of research. I'm pre-med, so I study a lot of cognitive neuroscience. Whole lot of cognitive neuroscience. That's my specialty. I love the brain and the psychological aspects of the brain. I study a lot of genetics when it comes to that. I specialize in like addiction and therapy and stuff. Um, it's so bad. I actually have a tattoo, dopamine, on my right arm. So that tells you how sad I am. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I really am interested in everything. You could probably name a topic. And if I'm not well versed in it already, I would be after you told me about it. So yeah, favorite music. Kind of listen to everything too. Um, my favorite artist though, Michelle Shamuel. Shout out to her. Um, love her music. And odd combination here. Also Sugarland. I was really sad when they broke up, but I think Jennifer Nettles has like an amazing vocal. Love her to death. Also really like Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, Hank. I'm very weird. I like a lot of country and pop and rock. I don't listen to as much rap. A couple of rap songs, but not a whole lot. Um, so I guess we'll get into like the questions my panelists asked me, which I have right here. So Jackie wants to know if you could be the owner of an NWSL expansion club in 2018, what would be your team name and who will be your ideal coach? I kind of like the idea of expanding upward into Canada. I mean, the Canadian Soccer Association financially backs the NWSL, so why not? And I really like Calgary. I don't know why I like Calgary, but I like Calgary. So I'd probably go to Calgary. And they're the Stampede city up there, so Calgary Stampede maybe. I don't know. It's kind of cheesy. I might just keep it with like Calgary FC. Um, ideal coach. Erica Dalmbach with assistant coach Lauren Holiday. It's a pipe dream, right? So Danica would like to know, you're stranded on an island. You can only bring one snack item. This is the only snack item you will eat for the rest of your life. What do you choose? The part of me that wants to survive would say Cliff Bars because I would still get like all of the minerals and good juju that I need. But the part of me that knows I'm going to die on a dumb island unless I can find a way off of it, which, judging by the question, I'm assuming I have no way off of it. So the part of me that knows I'm going to die there and just wants to die happy says cheese. My cholesterol would probably go through the roof and I'd probably die of a stroke on the island, but at least I would die happy. So DJ wants to know, which came first, the chicken or the egg? There are 3 ways to answer this question. The first is philosophically, and I really like Plato. I'm a big fan of Plato, not the clay stuff, although that's cool too. But the philosopher Plato, and by extension, therefore, also Aristotle. And he once said something along the lines of everything before it appeared on Earth had first its being in spirit, something like that. So basically, they believe that everything had a spirit before it was actually created on the planet, which would insinuate that the chicken and the egg both existed just forever. They were both in existence always. The second way to answer this question is biblical. Blah, blah. Yes, it's been a morning. Biblically, and you'll have to forgive me because I'm not sure outside of the Christian Bible where this would go. But as far as the Christian Bible is concerned, I believe it was on the 5th day of creation that God apparently created every winged fowl and told them to be fruitful and multiply, which would imply that the chicken came first. However, like I mentioned, I'm pre-med, therefore I'm mostly a scientist, and two of my favorite scientists were Carl Sagan and Charles Darwin. So following in the footsteps of Charles Darwin, looking at evolutionarily designed species, I would have to say probably the egg came first. And I know this is highly debated in the scientific community. A lot of scientists are saying the chicken came first. I disagree. I think it was the egg. Somewhere around the Pennsylvanian era, the amniotic egg had evolved. I think there were probably two creatures that were not quite chickens, but sort of chickens, and eventually evolved into chickens. And mama almost chicken's DNA mixed with papa chicken, well, almost chicken DNA, ended up inside this amniotic egg that had been around for however many millions of years, and eventually evolved into a chicken. So I think the amniotic egg probably laid the foundation for chickens to hatch, and therefore there's your egg evolving into a chicken. So Jen Hayes would like to know, and all of the other panelists answered this question as well. So if you've seen their videos, which if you haven't, you should, but if you've seen their videos, you'll see them answer this. She would like a starting 11 from the NWSL with only 4 national teamers and 1 player from each team. And I think I followed those rules. She's going to call me out on it if I didn't. But that's okay. Here's my starting 11. From Portland, I of course picked Tobin Heath, naturally. From the Spirit, I did take 2 players from the Spirit because I'm a Spirit fan, but I probably would have regardless, so that's okay. From the Spirit, I took Megan Oyster and Crystal Dunn. Chicago, I took Julie Johnston. From FCKC, I am happy to say that Becky Sauerbrunn did not get snubbed on my list. I did take Brune. From Houston, I took Bianca Henniger. Sky Blue, I took Nikki Stanton. Orlando was Jasmine Spencer. Boston, I took Casey Coleman. Seattle, I took Bev Yanez. And Western New York, I took Elizabeth Eddy. So that is my starting 11. Like I said, I hope I followed all the rules there. I apologize, Jen Hayes, if I didn't. But I think I got them all in there. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else pertinent. I'm really not that interesting of a person. So that pretty much sums it up. If there's anything else you would like to know, you can hit us up on Facebook. And as I've said before, I'm a really big Twitter granny and I don't have one, but you can tweet to the Off the Post Twitter or any of my fellow panelists and they will get it back to me and I will answer any questions you all might have. Other than that, thanks for watching. Now you know a little bit more about me that maybe you did or did not know before, depending on who you are and how much of a stalker you are. So, yeah, I will see you guys on the next show. Thanks for watching.